Bum, 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 bum. Well, good evening, boys and girls. Hope you're well. Got my coffee, because we all know Scruffy likes a coffee, but he definitely likes this place. It's very peaceful, very quiet, and I'm going to have a little chat with you about what it's like to be a trader and almost a digital nomad. So let me just grab a coffee by the table and let's have a chat. Oh, right. Got the coffee, got the chair, just finished some work sitting out here outside. It's beautiful. Temperature's great and the scenery just doesn't get any better than this. It's all green, as you can see around me. Got my hot tub there, my lodge, and I'm still working. That's the beauty of what we do as traders. As long as I've got an internet connection, I'm online. But there becomes a point where the desire to trade outweighs the reason to trade. Now, many moons ago, if I was on holiday and I was working like this, I'd probably be addicted to the charts. I'd still be hawking my phone. I'd be every opportunity looking to see if there's somewhere I can make some money. But ultimately what happens is you lose focus and you actually lose money. So what I've been doing on this little trip is kind of cutting everything back. I've still been working with the squad and I've been having my Zoom meetings here, and I've just slimmed back. So do an early morning gold trade. That account has now grown substantially. And then have my meeting, go about my day, have a wonderful day, and then just last thing at night, well, Joanne's having a bath and sort of beautifying herself. Not that she has to do much, because she is gorgeous. I can sit here with a coffee, finish off my swing trades, talk to you guys. And that's exactly what we're doing. So where's this kind of come from? Well, it's very simple, really. I was asked a question: how do you cope with losses? And the simple answer is walk away. If you have a serious loss, the temptation to go to market is huge. The market's hurt me, so I want to hurt the market. It's that simple. But in reality, are you thinking with a clear mind? No, you're probably not. And that's the essence of why I'm talking to you while I'm actually on holiday. Because in theory, you would think I'm talking with a clear mind because I'm on a break. Well, I'm not. Because when I'm off it, like today, I've been to the zoo. How can I possibly trade when I'm walking around a zoo, looking at a llama, looking at a penguin? I can't. My mind's elsewhere. Now, there's another element to this. What if I'd gone to market and I'd lost, and I was going to the zoo as well? Not only am I going to be anxious because I've lost and I'm trying to get that money back, I'm not going to enjoy the zoo. I'm not going to enjoy my time, my free time. So the advice I give is very simple. I work to a principle of score, score, stop. Now what that means is if I win twice, I stop, because the third time will take the money away from me. But I also have a principle of lose once and then walk away for the day. Now I have daily allowances that I allow myself. You see that in my sheet. And if you're part of the Scruffy Squad, you'll see how that's built up. And there's a new layer to the Scruffy Squad by popular demand. I wasn't going to do it anymore, but I'm going to take on 4 people a month on the 1 level. That's all it'll be. In fact, I might even just scale that back to 2, where I'll work with you one-on-one. So you'll have a session with me each month. You get all the benefits of the squad, and I take you through it. But I'll do it personally with you, you know. So just log on, have a chat, talk to me, whatever. Anyway, cut long story short, what I'm driving at with that is the mindset of trading far outweighs the technicals. Far outweighs the technicals. Because if you can't control you, how can you possibly control the chart? You can't. So the exercises that I want you to sort of think about are very simple. First of all, get a coffee. Now you might think this is daft and go, well, yes, we all know Scruffy likes a coffee. The coffee does many things for me. If I'm vexed, I've got to actually go make the thing. That means I'm walking away from the screen. That's a good thing. It means kettle's going to take 5 minutes or whatever to boil. I'm going to make coffee. I'm going to root round the kitchen for a biscuit. Could be 15 minutes. That 15 minutes keeps me out of danger. Why? Because I'm not fiddling. I'm either letting a candle close or I'm waiting for a candle to give an opportunity. But if I'm hawking the screen all the time and hawking a phone, I'll actually visualize something that isn't there and I'll gamble. Period. Don't gamble, guys. Have a plan. So mark your charts out fully. Use high time frame levels. Why? Because anything below an hour is just a waste of time. Nobody looks at that can manipulate and control the market. None of them. Big money does not look at 5-minute charts. So you see all of these people going, oh yeah, there's a good level here on a 5-minute chart and I'll get in on a minute. Fucking arseholes, a lot of them. Why? They're gambling. Period. You want to run the market, you look at the higher time frames. There are 3 trends in a market. You've got a deep, a double D, or the dominant direction, and the now. The deep will show you what's going on for the big picture. Will it affect today? Maybe it's not, but it can help you with a target. The dominant direction of the day will tell you the dominance that you want to be looking at, and the now just helps you time it. Very, very simple. Okay, so get your levels right, look for the dominant direction, and then wait for the stars to align, enter your trade, and if you're right, brilliant. Hold it longer if it's agreeing with the higher time frames. If it's going against it, in other words, you're going on a pullback, because a daily pullback can be vicious, not a problem. Just close your target in a little bit. Apply one-on-one risk management, if that's what you want to call it. I don't believe in risk management. I think it's a load of shite. I think all of this RR is absolute horseshit. And I'll tell you why. I've been in business over 20 years. I know the difference between a good investment and a bad investment. So I apply what's called ROI. And I also have seen every sales pitch going. I was a good account manager. I ran sales teams. I know the score. You tell the people what they want to hear, not what they need to know. It's a very, very simple thing. This kind of takes me into marketing. I'll touch on that as well. But from a marketing perspective, 3-in-1 risk reward and all of this, it's just a sales pitch. It's telling you you're shit at your job, but we're going to pay you. So work on one-on-one. If it's going 50 points to your stop, it can go 50 points to your target. You are 50-50. You have your right direction in place. You are 50-50. So all you've got to do is make certain you call it right more than you call it wrong, and you make money in the long term. This is simple. It's not difficult. You can also use staging to reduce your exposure. And if you stage it correct, it increases exposure. I've done the maths with the guys in the squad, and I've shown them. You have a standard trader with a 3-on-1 risk reward, and you put in a staging trader, and the staging trader wins every time and puts less than half of the money into the market. Simple maths. It's all trading is. It's just maths. Now, I touched on marketing. And marketing is probably where this industry falls down. It's sold as easy money. trust me, it's not. You know, technically it is. I can give you a system and I could do one-on-one with you and I can get you up to speed in 2 or 3 sessions. You'll be running. You'll be marking your chart, your strategy and your money management, 3 different sessions, and I'll get you there, right? But would you still be profitable? No, probably not. Because the one part I can't teach you or show you is you. That's why I tell you, I'm not a teacher. Don't profess to be, don't particularly want to be. But I don't mind showing you what I do. I enjoy it. I love my job. But it took me a long time to get here. I couldn't learn this in a week. And if anybody comes to you and says they can, I'd be pretty dubious on that. And I know you can say, well, you've just said you can do it in 3 sessions. Technically I can, but it's like everything else. I could teach you to drive a car in 3 lessons. Doesn't mean, see, I'm going to trust you on a motorway. It'd be a pile up. Principle is the same here. And that's kind of where the squad comes in, because we nurture all the time. It's an ongoing process. Now, the marketers tell you this is easy. Press a couple of buttons, follow this system, you're going to be rich. No. All systems work, guys. All of them. You just got to know when to use them. That's the difference. But not only when to use them, you've got to know how to size correctly. Know when it's wrong, get out. This is where it makes you money. But you have all of these glossy terms. And it doesn't matter whether it's the prop industry. The prop industry tells you you're going to be trading huge accounts. You're not. You're trading a drawdown account, which is a fraction. So you see somebody saying, oh, I've got a £100,000 account. No, you've got a £4,000 account, because that's what the drawdown is. So take that with a pinch of salt. You see investment houses, Darwin X, etc. You know, they are good, but they say it's 2% a month. It's 2% of the Darwin, but your Signal account might be grown by 10%. So again, it's in the marketing. Then you come to brokers themselves. It's all flashy lights, you know, almost like a video game. And they'll prey heavily on execution, spreads, tight commission, all these different things. You know, oh, our commission's the cheapest, our spreads are the cheapest. You can get into market for no money. Right, okay, well, let's dispel that one. If you've got no money, how are you going to make money? Well, you're not, but it sounds good. Going to open an account with no money. Brilliant. Still got to put a position on, and the position needs margin. You haven't got margin, you're not getting anything. So again, it's all the sales guff. Now, put that aside, and if you strip off the marketing and look at good companies, they do exist. I use number ones. I mean, I mentioned Darwin X. They are good. They are really good, as long as you go in with your eyes open. You know, you have 2 sides of it. You have the brokerage side and you have the subscription side. Now, the subscription side, if you haven't got a lot of money, is a good gateway into trading. You can use it as training wheels. Why? It's peanuts. Most of you lose more than 50 quid a month, 100 quid a month. That costs you 38, you've got 100,000 to play with. Builds a record up on the Darwin. That Darwin can give you seed. The seed will give you money every quarter. So really, when you strip it away, apply common sense, it's a good program. The prop industry, a lot of them are going bust at the moment, and they're going bust because they can't keep up with what's going on. The marketing is catching up with them and the regulators are looking at them. So I only look at one company, which is the 5%ers. Why? I've dealt with them for 3 years. I've never had an issue with them, and they do what they say they're going to do. That's simple. Good execution, plenty of markets to trade with, and when I want paying, they pay me. And the good thing is they have hypergrowth, 2-step, boot. Hypergrowth and boot are brilliant training wheels, solutions, and if you know what you're doing, go hypergrowth. And then you look at brokerages. You know, I use one in the UK and one overseas for leverage. I use IG because I think the charts are fantastic. I use BlackBull because they've got tight spreads and high leverage. But none of it was come to me through marketing. It's because I did my research and I looked at who these companies are and then I followed it on. So where am I going with this monologue today? It's really about applying common sense. You know, I didn't trade today because it had been foolhardy for me to do it. Did my trade this morning, 9 o'clock, when I was done with the meeting. Switched my computer off. Had a wonderful day today. And here we are. And I'm sitting middle of a wood, enjoying a coffee, just doing a little bit of swing trading. Peaceful day. Okay. And that's what it's all about. I told you about the companies that I use, but also the marketing. And how do you combat that? You apply common sense. And that's what I did. You know, I didn't look at the marketing. Common sense says deal with a good company. So I did. And that's that. So, I don't know. I don't do a lot with YouTube at the moment. I might get back into it across the summer. I've had a bit of a break. And again, you can get into a point where it's overkill. You know, you can do too much, and I was doing too much. I was doing 3 or 4 videos a day and getting bombarded left, right and centre. And a lot of the people that I was speaking to, they weren't going to make it. And they weren't going to make it because they won't apply common sense. So if I was to give you some advice, it's just step back. Step back, enjoy the surroundings, and if you make a quid a day, brilliant. Be happy with a quid a day. But the moment you have fear and greed creeping in, certainly FOMO, you need to step back. And if you can't step back, there's going to be a problem. Something great to think about. I'll cherish your thoughts. And if you do have a query you want me to come to camera, I'll just come to camera and I'll talk to you candidly. And you might like the answer, you might not. But I will do it for you. So as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love. And the money will follow. See you all in the next one.